Micah back at it again with busted coverage where we bust our nuts to football talk. Today we got a pretty decent week for us today. So first things first, we're going right into it. The top 10 teams in the NFL. All right, and the first team we're going with the Chicago Bears.
Number
What do we
10,
think of the
not number
Bears?
one.
Number
Number
10, number
10,
10, yeah, number
the
10.
Bears. No bias involved. So you want to say
No
anything about
bias,
that?
no bias, no bias.
You want to
But
say anything about why we have the Bears in top
I
10?
think, yeah. So in my opinion, um, it was tough because there's a lot of great teams, right? There's so many other teams we could have put here, but the Bears, it's hard to bet against them. I mean, you sit here and you're like, you look at them and they've just found ways to win games, and you can say it's luck, but when you're consistently just finding ways to come back in the fourth quarter, beat teams while they might not be great. I mean, Patriots have beaten the Bills and the Bucks by a couple points, but other than that, not been a ton. The Broncos have beaten. They just beat the Chiefs, and the Eagles, but like there's not a ton of great teams they've beaten. It feels like the Bears haven't had an insane win against a big team, but they've had some close games. So I think being 7-3 is not. It's really hard to come by these days. I mean, so I
Yeah,
say
and I
that's a
think I think the conversation about they haven't played anyone, all this they're winning games. You can only beat the teams that you play on your schedule, and they won 7 out of 10. You just can't take it away from them because they haven't played any top tier teams. They play their games that they have on their schedule. They find ways to win, and they're 7-3, and they're winning games that they should lose, and they're getting better every week too. And Caleb's getting more comfortable in the game plan. The run game is getting even better. The defense is getting more and more healthy, and they're winning games with an
yeah.
unhealthy team and an offense that's like a fraction of what they'll be when they're fully
I'd
firing.
love to add on to that. Our defense has been missing. We've had CB 5, 6, and 7 the entire year.
Yeah,
I mean, like Kyler Gordon, our second best corner, has been out all year.
we're missing our best
Um,
player on our team,
we're missing
Joe
Jalen
Johnson.
Johnson, who's like a top five corner in the league. There's another guy. I don't know if it was Jalen Jones or there was another guy that was a really good corner that just got out for the year. Our like top three starting corners have been out all year, and we've been able
I think
to.
Blackwell's hurt too. Eh?
Blackwell, yeah, dude, we've had a lot of injuries, and our offense, we've been driving down the field. The Bears have been driving down the field. It's just capitalizing on it, and we're able to capitalize at the end of the game. So it's like, really, it's not that they can't capitalize, just figuring out how to do it during the middle of the game rather than towards the end and winning comfortably. And Caleb looks unhappy. Like I remember, I was looking at the end of
Yeah.
the game, and he didn't look happy. He was like, "I want to smoke these guys. It shouldn't have been this close. It shouldn't have came down to it." Um, but like it's hard to say their offense is top like three in every category, top five. I mean,
Yeah.
and their defense is getting a lot of turnovers. I mean, you can't, and they're not turning the ball over, so it's sustainable, winnable football. If you have the second best rushing offense, like the top like eight passing offense, I think,
And
and
then
then
you
you
have the
have
top
a
three players and interception leaders.
top three interception leaders. You don't turn the ball over. It is winning recipe right there. So they're finding ways to win. But
And the one final thing that push them into the top 10 just that much more is their first place in one of the most competitive divisions in the
yeah,
league, and you can't take that
100%.
away from them.
No. Now,
Yeah,
speaking
number
of the
9,
NFC North, number 9.
the
As much as
Detroit
we
Lions.
love the Bears, the Lions are definitely a better team.
Yeah,
I would say that they've been. I'll go again. I mean, they've been on like a weird rocky road. I mean, they've had some odd games. They've been losing some weird games. Like they lost to J.J. McCarthy, who didn't even play incredibly. I mean, he didn't throw for a ton of yards. He just threw a couple touchdowns. But
yeah,
um, Brian Flores is a great defender. But Lions just, I don't know what to think of them. They're hard to read right now. They're in a weird spot. But I
yeah.
think Dan Campbell will get them to pull it back, and I think they'll rally off a couple of. I think they'll at least rally off like two to three wins these next couple weeks, and find a way to get back on because there's no way they're gonna want to get swept by the Packers. They're gonna probably beat the Packers here
Yeah.
soon, and then they're a great team. So I think that they'll be a problem, and even though they're 6-4.
Yeah, and although they had that tough game on Sunday night, you're playing one of the best defenses in the league. You just have a rough night. You've been putting together a great season. It was an off game, a bad call at the end of the game. No excuses, but you played a really good team, defending champs, and I mean your defense put up a good game. You just couldn't get it done on offense. And if your defense is playing well and your offense is the problem right now, I think that's a good thing for the Lions. Because if they can get that offense going, which it will eventually, they'll be sitting in a good spot. And yeah, they have a worse record than the Bears, but roster-wise, talent-wise, schedule-wise, I think they're definitely the better team. And I think the 9 spot's good for them. They were like around the top 5, and then they lost to the Eagles, so dropping down a couple spots. I think this is a good spot for the Lions.
Yeah, they're in a great spot right now.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cause a lot of problems, but I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, Dan Campbell's a great coach. They'll pull it back. So, going on to the next one though, the Seattle Seahawks. I know they had a really bad loss. I mean, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weird team because I said last week they're one of the most well-rounded teams in the league, and I honestly think they could be higher. They should be higher. Sam Darnold threw 4 picks, and they were against like a really good defense, and they were in a field goal winning position at the end of the game after their quarterback threw 4 picks against one of the best teams in the league. Actually, our number 1 team. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
But they were in a field goal winning position after throwing 4 picks, which I think is insane. That just shows how good their defense is
yeah,
against Stafford, Kyron, Puka, Devontae Adams, all these like this stacked offensive roster. And they're like the same thing with the Lions. The defense
yeah,
is playing amazing. You hold the best team in the league to 21 points. You're in a field goal winning position after throwing 4 picks, and the offense is going to get going. You have the best receiver in the league this year. You have an elite quarterback, at least so far this year. You have 2 good running backs. Like the offense is going to get going, and if the defense keeps what it's doing, the offense is eventually going to get going. And this team they should be higher than 8, but there's just the teams above them are just hard to put any lower.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
this
would
whole top 10
say,
is just insane.
yeah, I would say Seahawks, man. I mean, the reason why I put them lower is because I'm thinking like ahead, right? And when you're thinking of top 10 teams right now, as much as I love the Seahawks, like they're a great team, like Sam Darnold, the fact that your QB is like the one thing holding. He's incredible, but like he just has one bad game here and there, and you're just like, ugh, like, and they're like the bad games are just really bad, and the good games are really good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's tough to know what he's going to be in the playoffs because when he was, I know he was pressured a lot in that Vikings game, but man, like, and that was against the Rams too. I mean, the Rams kind of own Darnold right now. It feels like they just know how to get pressure to him and cause problems because they did in the playoffs last year, right, against the Vikings, and then they just get smoked just now. So I think the Rams just have a winning recipe against Darnold. Just know how to get pressure to him. And so, he's seeing ghosts again. It sounds like it'll be a problem, but
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Get the Titans next week, get that momentum back. Easily going to make the playoffs. Probably won't win their division, but we'll have to see how that goes. But moving on to our number 7 team, we have the San Francisco 49ers. You and I kind of argued about it a little. I think we'll just go 6 and 7 here. Colts are at 6, 49ers are at 7. And we can kind of debate here. I think the Colts are better than the Niners. You think the Niners should be higher. So just kind of make your case about the Niners. Explain why you think they should be higher
yeah.
than the Colts or just higher than 7.
After seeing Brock Purdy not miss a beat, I have a lot more trust in Brock Purdy as a quarterback than I do in Daniel Jones. And that's kind of going back to the same thing that I'm talking about Darnold. I've seen Brock Purdy get it done in the playoffs. He's just a really good quarterback. And like people talk about like talent wise, I mean, half his team's gone and he's still putting up. He looks flawless. I mean, he had a couple incompletions, but it was really good. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bet against the guy. He's super accurate, super good. And Brock Purdy's, I just trust him more than I trust Daniel Jones. That's all it is.
Yeah, for me, I've personally never been like high on Brock Purdy, big Brock Purdy guy. It's obviously a system there. He's still good, but it's obviously a big reason is the game plan. You see Mac Jones just slinging it. But, I mean, I don't see this team, when I'm looking in the future, like you said, I don't see this team getting a bunch of playoff success with how many season-ending injuries they've had and how beat up their defense is. They are playing well now, but at the highest level in the playoffs, I don't know if they'll be able to get it done. And I just see the Colts as more of a well-rounded team and just better team that will make that run. And they've played and beaten good teams or kept it close against some of the best teams in the league. And an 8-2 record, you just can't turn away from. And they have maybe the best player in the league right now, Jonathan Taylor. Their defense is playing amazing. I just personally think one, this Colts roster is just better, and two, their future looks way brighter and they have a way better chance at like contending in the playoffs. So for me, the Colts are above the 49ers the rest of the season, but I can see how you have the 49ers above them.
Yeah, I think that's really it. I mean, it just comes down to QB play for me. I love DJ, but
It's fair.
it sucks. It's hard to. He's had two pretty iffy weeks and then a bye.
He's your
We'll see.
guy though.
I love him. I love him. He's so good, but like it's tough. Like he's been looking pretty bad these last 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not
him.
making it into our top five. We got the Bills at 5.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. I mean, Josh
Yeah.
Allen looked. He did have two interceptions, but he looked.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah, when you're throwing or when you score six touchdowns, it's hard to. But it's hard to like, get mad at yourself if you're scoring six touchdowns. But he just finds ways to win. I mean, that Tampa team's no joke, and they scored 44 on them. Um, it's really, really good. Josh Allen looks great. James Cook looks pretty decent too. I mean, he's good. I mean, he'll cause problems in the playoffs, but
Yep.
I mean, Josh Allen locks in towards the end of the year. It feels like he just finds a way to win. He knows what he needs to do.
Hmm.
So I think Bills have a great QB, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, they've had like an up and down season. I feel like they beat the Chiefs, they lose to the Dolphins, they lose to the Falcons, they lose to the Patriots, but they like beat the Ravens in week 1. They beat the Bucks now. It's like kind of up and down. But yeah, I mean, when you have Josh Allen on that team, he has been playing up and down. It's been a rocky season, but like you said, as the season gets later and later and later, he starts playing more like his MVP self, and you just can't take him out of the top 5. They're playing well, and I mean, they're just a great team. And Josh Allen's the reigning MVP for a reason. So yeah, got Bills at 5. And speaking of the Pats beating them, right above them at 4, we have the New England Patriots, which I never thought I'd be saying. What do you think about the Pats? Because I'm high on them, and I think they have that rightful spot in top 5. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's hard to bet against them. They beat the Bills, and I know I said this earlier, but again, the competition hasn't been great, but you did beat the Bucks and the Bills, and those are both good teams. Other than those two, it hasn't been like insane, but I mean, you can talk about competition all you want, but when your quarterback's playing incredibly like every single game, like it's hard to say that like it doesn't really matter your competition. Your quarterback's just really, really freaking good. He's really freaking good, and he outplayed Josh Allen that day. So,
Mhm.
not a lot of QBs can say, "Hey, I outplayed Josh Allen and beat him,"
Yeah.
especially
I
very
mean,
young QBs. That doesn't happen very often.
I think
So,
this is the exact same thing as what we said with the Bears. Like, their schedule, oh, it's so easy. It's a cakewalk schedule. Yeah, they're winning every game. And they've played a few really good teams, and guess what? They beat them. Like, they played the Bills, top 5 team. They beat them. They played the Bucks. We don't have them in the top 10, but they are probably right outside of it. They beat them. They beat the Falcons, who I'm high on. Like, they're beating all these teams. Yeah, they're not playing the Rams or the Eagles or the Broncos. They're not playing the
yeah,
best teams in the league. They
yeah.
can't control their schedule, but they're
And like again,
winning
like
all
it's
these
any
games.
given Sunday, dude. I mean, the Bills just lost to the Dolphins. Like it's any given Sunday. NFL team's an NFL team, dude. I don't care how bad you claim this teams are. You beat a team, dude. I mean, a win is a freaking win. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you're winning games. You're winning football games. You're finding ways to win.
Yeah, so I think competition is, or schedule, whatever, is like the worst argument you can make about a team. I think the Patriots, they get it done. They beat the good teams. They beat the bad teams. All like you just can't really say anything against them. Drake May is probably the second for MVP, maybe first between him and Matt Stafford. They're just playing lights out football right now. Everything is just going well. And I mean, yeah, they rightfully own that 4 spot. So number 3, we have the Broncos, tied for the best record in the league at 9-2. Just beat the Chiefs, so that definitely bumped them up. What do you think about the Broncos? Do you think they're frauds? Do you think they're rightfully 9-2? Do you think they should be a top 3 team? What do we think? Bo
It's tough to
Nix?
say because Bo Nix has been inconsistent. Um, and he had a pretty good game against the Chiefs. I mean, he got it done when it mattered, and I think that's what matters. So no hate to him. I mean, I think he had a pretty decent game against the Chiefs, but. besides that Chiefs game, it feels like the Broncos have been winning in spite of Bo Nix. So I'd like to see a little bit more. And I know they say that he had like 5 game-winning drives. I guess it's hard to bet against that, but I still feel like a lot of those other games. I don't know if it's really been like Bo Nix. More so, it's been like the other players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Bo Nix. Don't get me wrong. I really like him, but I think that the Broncos overall are a really good team, and I think that they deserve to be top 3. They're just winning games. It's hard to bet against them. They beat the Chiefs, beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and I think in my opinion, this defense is insane. They have the best defense in the league by far, in my opinion. They're on pace to have like one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see it when watching them. Like, if the offense doesn't put up a bunch of points, the defense holds the other team to no points. Like the Broncos Jets game, the Broncos looked horrible against the Jets on offense, but their defense held them off. The Raiders game also, like last week before the Chiefs game, the week before the Chiefs game, week 10, they didn't score a lot of points, but the defense held them off. So like, this defense is always going to come through. So if your offense isn't firing, if Bo Nix isn't firing, it's fine. Like, the defense is so good, and they can put up points on their own. And Bo Nix, when it matters, he's going to deliver. He's just like, I mean, all the other clutch quarterbacks that we talk about. But I feel like everyone hated on him coming out of the draft. He played horrible his entire college career till Oregon. So they're always going to count him out. But he's winning when it matters. He steps up to the plate when it matters. So, I mean, I think the Broncos deserve this spot. I did say I think they were frauds. But after beating the Chiefs, it's a big thing. Although the Chiefs are little rocky, I think beating the Chiefs is massive, and
I think that's a more impressive win than people give them credit for.
Oh, definitely.
Because the Chiefs, they were playing for their lives right there. I mean, this is going to be a really tough
and like you said, they
uphill
wanted
battle.
more.
They needed a lot
it.
more.
And
A
they
lot
didn't
more
win.
than the Broncos did. So the fact that the Broncos won that game, I'm extremely impressed. I'll say that. That was a
Yeah.
way tougher game than people give them credit for, and their defense is great.
Yeah, that definitely made me believe that they're not frauds. Like, I definitely think they're a good team now after beating the Chiefs. That's the one that really brought them up, or like completely in my rankings
Yeah.
at least. So we kind
go
of
on-
pick it up here.
Let's go on to the next one. Yeah, the Eagles.
Start our top 2. We got Eagles and Rams.
I don't
You
think
can
there's much to be said. I think straight up the Eagles, they're finding ways to win games too. They've been winning ugly, but they're winning games. It's hard to bet against them. They have a great defense, and their offense doesn't look incredible, but we know what their offense is capable of, and they're going to cause problems come January, and so they shouldn't have an issue. I think that Nick Sirianni will pull this team together. So
Yeah, I think Eagles Rams is going to be maybe the greatest NFC Championship game. Oh,
it was
they
a
did
great
play
game last year.
I forgot they played them already this year.
But last year in the playoffs, they played each other, and that was a great game.
Eagles-
It's just
The Eagles
Saquon.
did get the best of them by a touchdown, and I mean, I think they'll play in the NFC Championship again this year. I think
Yeah.
the Rams are the better team slightly, just because the offense is so much better. They have a quarterback that can actually throw. Consistently, they have maybe the best wide receiver room in the league. They have a
Yeah.
consistent running back, a great O-line, a great defense. And the Eagles do have a great defense, but they don't. I feel like their offense isn't really hitting like it did last year.
Yeah. To add on to that, because I was kind of saying it, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was kind of saying this last year when they versed in the NFC divisional, I believe. Divisional, I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams and the Eagles, the last time they faced in the divisional, the only reason the Eagles won that game was because Saquon dropped like
Saquon,
200
yeah.
yards and like 2 touchdowns.
And he's taking a massive step back this year.
Yeah,
too.
so I really am excited to see this next game, to see that if Saquon's not doing what he was doing last year, I kind of want to see what's going to happen because,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if it's Madden curse, but it's going to be a really good game. I'd like to see what the Eagles look like when they don't have a 2,000-yard rusher.
Yeah,
So,
I really hope they meet each other in the playoffs. That game will be cinema.
That'll be great. It'll be cinema.
But yeah, top 2. So top 10, just go straight through it super fast. Number 1, we have the Rams. Number 2, Eagles. 3, Broncos. 4, Patriots. 5, Bills. 6, Colts. 7, Niners. 8, Seahawks. 9, Lions. And 10, Bears. So there's our top 10. We can go into just real quick on the Monday Night Football game. there's not really much to say. The Raiders are ass. 2-8, maybe the worst team in the league aside from the Titans. Geno Smith has looked horrible. Gentry barely got the ball. There's just nothing. There was nothing good for this team. Their defense let up 33 points. There's literally nothing to say.
Dude,
good
Geno
about
Smith
the team.
is a terrorist! He's so bad! He's so bad! He's so trash. He's a dude. Him and Saddam Hussein are twins, bro. Trash cans, bro. They need to be like he needs to be in prison, bro. He's freaking awful, bro. But no, I'm joking. But seriously, that brother he needs to be thrown out. Like he is awful, and he's ruining that Raiders franchise. I still can't believe they got rid of their entire life after the playoffs a couple years ago. But unlucky. Raiders are not too good, and Max Crosby's stuck in purgatory. So, but
He got a bag though. That's all that
yeah,
matters.
different. Next, Bears 7-3.
Here we go.
What do we think?
I think 9 is horrible. JJ 9 McCarthy. That is just he's so bad. That's the only reason I think the Bears lose that game if JJ wasn't as bad as he is. What?
Dude, it's so like corny. I don't think I've ever heard something more corny in my life than
9,
saying
yeah.
9 comes out, bro. He comes out.
And I said it earlier when we were going through our top 10. The passing offense is not like it doesn't even look that good,
Right?
or it doesn't look as good as it's going to be.
Mostly because of the drops. I'll say that. There's a lot of wide receiver
Oh
drops
yeah,
last 2 weeks.
so many drops.
Really bad that need to be fixed up. And honestly, a lot of touchdowns that could have been these last couple weeks that haven't been, and that we could be blowing out. We could be like winning these games comfortably. Like in my opinion, we should have won that Giants game comfortably if it wasn't for all those drops. We also
And
probably
the
should have won this
Commanders-
Vikings game comfortably if it wasn't for a ton of other drops too.
and the
So-
Commanders game.
And the Commanders game. There's a lot of games where it's like, you gotta find a ways to win, but you should be winning comfortably against the teams. So
Yeah, Caleb Williams, Iceman, he gets it done again. Leads another game-winning drive.
I don't
He
think
didn't
it was
really He
necessarily
didn't really
him
lead it.
for
It was
once, yeah.
mainly Devin Hester, Duvernay,
yeah,
and I mean that was an insane return. I was
that was
like,
great.
going
Hester
crazy
would have
when
called
he-
that. Hester would have called that. He would have made it. He would have made it to the touchdown.
What'd
But
you say?
I said Hester would have called that. He would have made it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
House call.
But Cairo, I mean, I'm not a big Cairo guy. I don't think he's good from long, but he got it done. He missed a kick early in the game, but he made up for it completely on that game winner. And then Jake Moody, now he went to the Commanders. I don't know if you saw that or if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, he did
Moody,
get cut.
Cairo's the long-term guy now because he got shipped to the team that he ended their season.
I believe if Cairo would have missed that, we would have done the opposite. We would have kicked
Oh, 100%.
Cairo if Cairo missed that. No,
Yeah,
he gets a
Bears
little bit
win.
too much crap, but
Bears win another close game. Can't take it away from them. They're beating the teams on their schedule, and they continue to beat them. And they're first place in the North. So,
yep.
moving on. What was your best game of this week? Like, what's the top game that you want to talk about from this week?
Good question. I would say Bills Bucks was a great game. Like 9 lead changes. I mean, like what? That's like insane. I think it was a great game. It goes to show, like, 2 top QBs battling it out. I thought it was great. I think the Bucks are still going to be a problem. Panthers are catching up to them though somehow. And then Josh Allen. I don't think he's going to get MVP because Matt Stafford's playing his butt off. But if the Rams lose a game and the Bills just keep winning, maybe. But I think Allen might get the MVP possibly.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll give it to him back to back. That would be pretty good though. He had a bad first half of the season, so I don't think
Yeah.
unless he completely turns into prime Tom Brady. But
Yeah.
yeah, that game was probably one of the best, and I think the Chiefs Broncos game was also insane because you're the whole game, the end of that game, you're expecting stupid flag, Chiefs are just gonna win it or whatever, and then the Broncos lead that crazy drive. Bo Nix throws an absolute dot to put them in field goal range, and the whole team just came together, made plays, and that's probably the Broncos' biggest win of the season. It is the biggest win of the season because
They probably win the division off of that, straight up.
yeah, literally. And I think that was the best game of the year. That one was so fun to watch, and like I said earlier, they made the Broncos like a legit team in my eyes. All right, so the final thing we're going to talk about is the Chargers, who put up 6 points and gave up 35 points to the Jaguars. So, what do you think? Do you think the Chargers are bad? Do you think the Jaguars are good? What is your opinion on the Chargers?
It's really tough to say. I mean, a Jim Harbaugh-led team rarely gets just straight blown out like that. It goes to show. I mean, the Jaguars, I think that says more about the Jaguars than it does the Chargers.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, you just have a bad game. And, I mean, the Bears even got lost by 30 to the Lions earlier this year. Teams that you have bad games. And then the Bills got smoked by the Dolphins. I know it's not as bad, but, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because everyone has a bad game this season. And they haven't had, I don't think they've had, an awful game like that.
Yeah.
But, Chargers are a good team. I mean, they beat the Broncos earlier this year. They beat the Chiefs, right? They've beaten a lot of different teams. They've beaten, some good teams. So, I mean, they're going to cause problems, but I think the Jags are going to be a problem, too. The fact that they smoked them when they needed it most. Yeah. Jags are going to be a problem.
Yeah, and they're sitting at 6-4. They without BTJ, without Travis Hunter, and Jacoby Myers. He didn't get a touchdown. I thought he did, but he had a pretty good game. Trevor Lawrence, not the best game, but he gets it done. The run game is really what balled out. Bashal Tootin had 1 rushing touchdown. ETN had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert got hurt. I don't know do you know what his injury was? But I know he got hurt and Trey Lance came in.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but again, it wasn't like he was playing. He had 80 yards before that, bro. He was not playing that well.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a bad injury. So, if anyone is a Chargers fan, if anyone's wondering why the Chargers were in the top 10, there you go. 6-35 against the Jaguars. I think that says enough on why they aren't in the top 10. If they won that game, 100% in the top 10. And honestly, who do they play next? They play the Raiders. Okay, that's not going to bring them back in. But if they beat the Raiders and they beat the Eagles, they'll definitely be back in the top 10.
Yeah, they'll be top 7 if they beat the Eagles, bro. They're fringe. I think they're probably just one behind the Bears right now just because of that really bad loss. I wouldn't. That's why I'm saying honorable mention. Yeah, honorable mention are Bucks and Chargers, honestly.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. But, they're going to come back. I mean, it's 1 week. It's just the week, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I think that's it for Busted Coverage this week, guys, and we'll catch you guys next week where we're busting our nuts some more coverage.
All right, we'll have our Week 12 picks up within the next couple of days. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Oh!